do they feel so irrelevant in the general gaming discourse? For the past couple of years, they have faded to obscurity. Says who? Okay, if you're talking about people who only play games on PC, like Pokimane or all these huge streamers, well, guess what? Here's the thing. Those people mostly play only on PC. They're worried about, and when they talk about consoles, they always go to the default option, which is the PS5. So, really, Xbox and Nintendo, by your logic, would be in obscurity. But the Switch, a lot of people still talk about the Switch. A lot, if Nintendo faded to obscurity, why did the Mario movie make $1 billion? Okay, that's the first question. Second question. Why did Tears of the Kingdom sell 20 million copies and Mario Wonder sold 13 million copies? If Nintendo was such an obscure company, would Nintendo games be selling a similar amount as a Neptunia game? Which, yeah, if you want to talk about obscurity, look at Neptunia. That's a series that almost nobody talks about. Okay, it's a series that, almost nobody cares about. It's a franchise that almost nobody cares about, okay? But, yeah, why do you feel so irrelevant in the general gaming discourse? For the past couple of years, they just faded to obscurity. And no, Nintendo's not this obscure company. The Switch, even this year, sold like 6 to 7 million copies. And that's on top of the already huge amount of Switches that have been sold. So, Nintendo is not this obscure company if they're selling 7 million consoles every year. No, not every year. Even in this year, when almost everybody owns a Switch that wanted one. Okay, and especially in Japan, where every 1 in 4 people own a Switch in Japan. Okay, every 1 in 4 people in Japan, currently alive in Japan, own a Switch, and that's not even including like family Switches or people who families who might own a Switch as well, which could increase the number to like, what if the family only has 1 Switch per household? But 1 in every 4 people have bought a Switch in Japan. Compared to the default console, or the greatest console of all time, the PS5, is what every YouTuber will say. Well, guess what? The Switch is outselling the PS5 massively in Japan. It outsold the PS5 even in Europe, which is PlayStation does the most in, because Europe is obsessed with PlayStation. But even in Europe, until very recently, the Switch was defeating and destroying Sony in Europe. And also the PS4 was being destroyed in Europe as well. The PS5 will never sell the same amount of copies the Switch will sell. No matter how much promotion by, every streamer and every YouTuber it gets. Except for me. I will never, shamelessly promote the PS5 because Sony wants to sponsor my videos. I'm not going to shamelessly promote the PS5 or any console. I want to promote the consoles of my choice. Okay, it's called freedom of speech and freedom of things. But yep, that's what this video here. Goodbye.